Hello everyone, and welcome to a live stream. I had to time this me coming into the stream based on the visuals of the little soundbar that comes with the intro. Because usually I listen to the music and I hear when it's gonna end, and I can time my intro. This time, I don't know what, but everything works perfectly fine, except I can't hear the music of the intro, which is weird because it's not like I changed any settings. And yeah, last time I had an audio issue a few months ago, like nothing worked for OBS. It was the fact that OBS was muted in my sound mixer. Obviously that's now where I first looked, and no, but all the other stuff, like this sound output, works fine. I can hear it, it's just the normal sound my computer makes. But for some reason, I can't hear the intro, even though the output thing of my OBS is just my headset. And everything. So I don't know. Either way, it doesn't really matter too much, it's only the intro. Welcome to another live stream. How you doing? Hopefully you're doing better than my stream intro. Hello Neri, welcome. That's an interesting emoji. A flashing hello there. Saw my first video of Heartslime yesterday. Of a Heartslime. You mean you've like an all-ride thing of a hardline coaster? Tomorrow's my birthday, I'm super excited. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Neri. I hope you're having a nice day tomorrow then. Thank you for the 27 month, Xag. A real Heartslime, very nice. I hear they are better in real life than Roller Coaster Tycoon makes them out to be. Right. Today we're gonna do another one of our Adrian scenarios, because they're good. You might even do two, depending on how fast we complete it. They're usually a bit on the smaller side. So, we're gonna do Mousing Estate. And it should be... There we go. Okay. The Ratburn Estate is infamous for fly tipping and arson. The local council are keen to regenerate the area and want you to build a theme park in place of some of the grim council houses. Space is at a premium though, so compact rides only. The goal is to achieve a park value of 150,000 at the end of October, year 2. Well, let's have a look, shall we? Alright, we don't have to read this again. Yeah, there's a fire right there. What even is fly tipping? Like, I've heard the term, but I don't really know what it is. So, in the middle here, we have a nice pond and little paths. This is just some kind of park. And around it we have a lot of highs, which is kind of boring council houses. It's a very British thing, council houses, so I'm guessing that Adrian is British. So fly tipping is illegally throwing away trash. Ah, well, I can see that happening here. Well, not happening, it's happened. Thank you for the 7 months, Nisse. Alright, what is actually the boundary of my park? There's an entrance here, and guests will get into it right there. Okay, we charge for the rides. Is the prize manager on? No, good. And then, hang on. That? Okay. So, oh, we have 2 entrances, actually. Oh god, all these horrid paths. Luckily they're not connected. Let's start by removing some of this stuff. Oh, whoops. So that all looks a bit better. Because this is absolutely horrid. Marcel is secretly a Phineas and Ferb. Is this secretly a Phineas and Ferb themed scenario? Backyard coaster time. You could see it like that. I highly, highly doubt that Adrian did it like that. Because this is more of a park coast, like like a fairground in a park thing than backyard coaster. But yeah, I guess you could see it like that. I am a big, no, I wouldn't say I'm a big Phineas and Ferb fan, but I like Phineas and Ferb. Let's keep it like that. So yeah, merry-go-round, of course. You know what? We're gonna have to remove some more of this ball thing, because otherwise there's not enough space here. Ta-da! Music! Marcel, I know what we're gonna do today! Hell yeah. Phineas and Ferb is the last great Nickelodeon or Disney show of my kind of time. It started in, I think, 2007? 2008? I was, at the time, I was like 11 or 12, so that's kind of the time you sort of stop watching animation a bit. But it was also, you know, you would also sometimes still watch it. So that's why that was kind of the last, and obviously Phineas and Ferb was very good. Also, yeah, you say it was Disney, but I mean, like, the last Disney or Nickelodeon show that I watched, because I watched both channels. Although Disney went through a lot of rebrands as I was growing up, actually. It started off. It started off as Fox Kids when I was very young, anyway. And then it got rebranded at some point to Jetix, which then later got rebranded to Disney XD. Music. Also, I hope you feel better soon, Mr. Vedros. Slang is Perry. His name is usually Orange on the stream, so he can be Perry's beak. Slang is a platypus, they don't do much. Very, very true. Ooh, yeah, compact coasters, I can see that. We got like the small style rides. What stalls do we have available? Food, drink, info, toilet. That's enough, we don't need to research stalls. I don't really care about transport rides in this park anyway. Yeah, I usually do these for gentle roller coasters, thrill rides, and water rides. It kind of fits. So, are there any Dutch people or Polish people who watched soccer today? Because for some of you it was a good day. For others it wasn't. Wait, what? Huh? What is here that the supports don't... Huh? Why are the supports not... It's like I have construction or... Oh, it's the fence. I was legitimately confused there. And I was like, oh, it's the fence. I'm waiting for the England game. When do they play? I don't really follow soccer at all. So I might, I might watch if there's a Dutch game, which I'll usually hear about. But other than that, I don't know. In an hour. Okay, so that might be a reason I will get fewer viewers. Although a lot of viewers are American and soccer isn't really a thing there. And obviously this is the European Championships anyway. But we won. Well, I say we. I didn't play. They won, I guess. With 2-1, I think. Against the Poles. Which a lot of people will be very happy with. Although I do imagine that among people that watch my videos, my live streams, there are the percentage that also watches soccer, football, is probably a little bit smaller than the average population. It's just a guess though. Not zero, of course. Thank you for the sub, Smashing Jimmy. Slovenia, Denmark, 1-1. Was that expected? In my head, Denmark is quite good. Didn't they like get high a few years ago in one of the championships? Like get far? Something like that. But then again, I don't know much about it, so maybe I'm entirely wrong. Oh, we got the maze. Don't forget to hydrate. I will not. And y'all should too. I'm an American who watches the Euros as well, so I'm probably in a very small minority here. Yes, you are. Because not only are you an American that likes to watch professional soccer, but you're also an American who likes to watch the professional soccer when your country isn't playing. And I quite like that. A lot of people watch soccer or any sport, and they really encourage, you know, they really cheer for their team or their country or something like that. Obviously, that's very normal. But it kind of makes you less able to enjoy just a good game or a good race. But if you don't have a horse in the race, then you're much more able to actually appreciate a good game, no matter who wins. And that's kind of how I am with speed skating. I like speed skating a lot, and I do have my favorites, of course. Different speed skaters. But overall, I don't really care particularly much for the outcome. So I can just cheer for any good race, instead of be disappointing if the wrong person skates good. And as I said, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a lot of fun to cheer for your country. I've done so in the football as well. But it also has downsides. I sure as hell ain't wasting my energy on the US men's team. Why is that? Why is the US so crap at soccer? Well, the women are good, but... why is that? It's quite curious, isn't it? Because soccer is the world's most popular sport. Love your content, have a sub. Thank you, Jimmy. USA men have to play rugby or American soccer. Well, I guess so, but you can care about more than 3 sports. Basketball, baseball, and American football. Yeah, those are the big 3. And I care about neither. Well, neither is not really the correct word if there are 3. Then again, I only care about 1 sport anyway. So, me not caring about those 3 sports is not special. Same goes for Formula 1 when you are a true fan. Doesn't matter who won, if the race was exciting, you had a good Sunday. I don't like the way that you use true fan there. You can be a true fan and still be disappointed if your favorite racer doesn't win. I mean, yeah, if that ruins your entire week, then, well, maybe you're too deep into it, so you're too much of a fan. You can absolutely be a true fan of something and still, like, only cheer for certain people. There are, of course, a lot of people that only watch the Formula 1 in the Netherlands, at least, because Max Verstappen is in the news a lot and he's very popular. Now, I'm not saying they're not true fans, but they're kind of fans, of course, in a different sense than someone who's been watching Formula 1 for 3 years, or 3 is a bit short, or 10 years. And, you know, actually know stuff about other people as well. So your problem is that Verstappen is way too dominant. We had a similar problem in speed skating for a while, where Sven Kramer on the male side was too dominant. In the all-round and the 5K. And it actually even has a named effect. It's not used that often, but you know, some people will sometimes use it, called the Kramer effect. Which means that because he was so incredibly good at all-round speed skating, several people stopped focusing on all-round and started focusing more on shorter distances. Like Shawnee Davis, Arvo Bucco. And they were successful. Shawnee Davis became world champion in sprint. And won many more 1,000 meters. And Arvo Bucco won the 1500 meters at the World Championships once. Of course, in Formula 1 I imagine it's a bit more tricky, because I don't know how Formula 1 works really, but of course in speed skating you have sprint and long distances. I don't know how it is, like, if you're not doing well in Formula 1, I mean, I know Formula 2 or whatever it's called is like the lower division. I don't mean that. I mean like still the highest division, but a kind of different aspect. Just like in speed skating or in running, I guess you have the longer and the short distances. Like, is that a thing in the Formula 1? Where you're still racing in the highest division, but it's a different, I don't know, type of racing or something? Oh, I didn't know we had lurk mode enabled. I don't really get the point of lurk mode. Like, you're in lurk mode now, and now what? Like, I guess it tells me that you're going in lurk mode. Which, I guess, is... I mean, if you've been constantly actively chatting, I guess it makes sense. What is lurk mode? Yeah, I don't think it does anything. Like, this is a bot. It's not an official Twitch thing. Nightbot is just a bot. So it's not like it makes your account behave differently or something. So I don't really get the point of lurk mode. I'll grant that NASCAR does turn left a lot, but we are incorporating more road courses. If you're speed skating, you can go to NASCAR. In speed skating, we also only turn left. The same goes for track running, of course. No, I want that. You know, that does not look good. How about if we make this? No. We just had that. Ooh, eh. Oh, that does not look half bad. Thank you for the follow, Arcanine. Is that meant to be Arcanine? Because if so, I like your taste. That's literally my favorite Pokemon. Oh, speaking of Pokemon. Hang on. Let me open this. Copy link. So, my brother got me these. He was in Japan for a few weeks and he got me these from Japan. For anyone who doesn't know who these are, like a friend of mine who is not into Pokemon at all, the left is Charizard, final evolution of the first fire starter Pokemon in Generation 1, all the way back in '96. And the one on the right is Metagross, a steel psychic type from Generation 3. Charizard be looking angry. I think it's the angle that makes him look a bit angry. But yeah, my brother got me these and I'm very happy with this. You know, I don't care about Charizard much. Like, I like the fire type, so I like Charizard, but I don't really care about him that much. I still, really appreciate a lot. I like having the plushie. But Metagross is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, so I really like the Metagross. It's my favorite non-fire type Pokemon. And that is a useful distinction to have, because my top 3 is fire. I like fire types. Thank you for the 2 months, 007 Mix. Don't watch Twitch much. Damn, that's a tongue twister for me. Don't watch Twitch much, but love the YouTube videos. Well, thank you. Also, BG Cozy Cave said, Lurk mode is there mostly for metrics. It gets non-commenting views to comment, which helps your numbers. Yeah, but, like, Erica, Kelly, George now, like, commented Lurk. That's the only thing they commented in this stream. Does that really help? Like, maybe if you have 2 viewers, but like, my chat is active anyway. Charizard has been angry ever since Stealth Rocks were invented. Yeah. Doesn't really like them very much. Metagross is super cool. It is. Metagross is amazing. I remember breeding specifically a Metagross with Zen Headbutt as, I believe, an egg move in Generation 5 Pokemon Black and White. Especially, I think, Black and White 2. Then using it in the Battle Subway, which is still my favorite iteration of the Battle Tower. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, thank you for the 34 months, Hammy. Yeet! Yeah, yeeting the 34 months. So yeah, Metagross with Meteor Mash, Zen Headbutt, Earthquake, or maybe Stone Age Rock Slide, and then as 4th move, Bullet Punch, of course. We got a swinging ship. By the way, my favorite Pokemon ever are Arcanine, Ninetales, and Infernape. With Arcanine and Ninetales being like a clear point above Infernape. And they are very close together for me. If I had to choose, I would say Arcanine. My leg is angry as hell and I don't know why. That's a funny way to word it. I don't think it's a cramp, but it's definitely muscular. Well, I hope it goes away soon. Because I know what it's... I know at least cramps, so... Or that kind of muscle stuff, so yeah, that's annoying. Ooh, that's bright. Army green. That's an ugly green. Ribombee is my personal favorite, actually. That's a Gen 7 Pokemon, I think? Maybe Gen 6? One of the two. Growlithe starter when? That's not really a 3-stage evolution, so... Then again, neither is Pikachu and Eevee, they've been starters. Hello, Slime. Welcome to the stream. Hang on, I think we need staff. We have a broken down ride, we have vomit. Also, we don't have stalls yet. Might need to fix that. Cyndaquil's my absolute favorite. Apom my second. Am I like the only person here ever that when you make a favorite Pokemon list pretty much only has fully evolved ones? So many people go for have like something like Apom or Cyndaquil or Torchic or something like that as their favorite, and I'm just like fully evolved, fully evolved, fully evolved, fully evolved. Am I weird? I mean, yes, I'm weird, but about that specifically. My top 6 are all fully evolved in Heracross. Heracross is still fully evolved. I mean, it doesn't evolve, but it's still done evolving. Namely, not at all. Within my friends, I'm the only one who has a majority first stage Pokemon in my top 10 list. You know what? I should make a new top 10 list. And I should do that on stream. I'm kind of just tempted to do that after I finish this park. Does Snorlax have an evolved form? Yes, it's Snorlax. And it evolves from Munchlax, although Snorlax was introduced in Generation 1, and Munchlax is from Generation 4. There's a really fun favorite Pokemon generator, if I'm allowed to share it. Please do. It might very well be the one I used to make a list like 10-ish years ago. I totally forgot the name, but I know what it looks like. Oh, that. Yeah, that's a great. I already filled that one out. Like, I just opened it and I'm literally getting my responses. I did this one a few months ago. So yeah, Arcanine for the... A lot of these I don't care about. Like, I have Sneasel as Ice for Generation 2, my favorite Generation 2 Ice type. But the options here are Sneasel, Swinub, Piloswine, Delibird, and Smoochum. I don't care about any of those 5. And it'll be with a lot. Like, I don't particularly care much about Lugia, but I care about Lugia more than I care about the other Psychic types here. But there are some that I actually really like. T-Tar, Sceptile, Metagross. But now I'm looking for... What is this? This is like my favorite Pokemon for every type in every generation. So these are all electric types in Generation 3, and then my favorite is Manectric. I don't really care much about Manectric, but I guess it's my favorite. Generation 4 is my favorite generation. And yeah, I do care about each of these ones in Generation 4. With the exception of, I guess, Cricket Tune. But it got the whoop cry, which is just brilliant. Oh, and I don't really care about Mega Kart Jump either. That's a Mega, that's later. But no, I'm not looking for this. I'm looking for... Because that was a tool. And I believe it had Dragon in the URL name. But that was a tool that I used like 9 or 10 years ago. Maybe 8. That let you make like a list. You would get like 20 Pokemon. Just random Pokemon. And you would select like 5 or so out of them that you'd liked the most out of those 20. And then you would get like again and again and again. And it would whittle down until you had only a few left. And then you would get your top Pokemon. And then it would go again until you get your second favorite Pokemon. And then again until you get your third favorite. And then you're gonna get a list of all your favorite Pokemon. And yeah, you may have noticed there that I did not fill in Generation 8 or 9. Which is because I've never played those. So, I wouldn't know. I've never in my life watched Digimon. There we go, rainbow ice cream stalls. Mousing Estate. Stream. The suckers. They're just stuck. They're just stuck there. Bunch of losers. Pokemon Gen 8 and 9 were not that good. I thought 7 was the last good gen. I mean, I kind of lost interest in Pokemon halfway Gen 7. Like, I started Ultra Moon, or Ultra Sun, but I never finished it. But then also, I don't have a Switch. So, I can't even play 8 or 9. Of course, I could buy a Switch, but, you know, it's expensive stuff. I mean, I can afford it, but I don't want to. Hey, Max, welcome. I've said this before, and you might get tired of me hearing me say this, but Generation 3, 4, and 5 are the pinnacle of Pokemon. With Generation 4 being my favorite, but I think Generation 5 is the best. And especially, you know, Black and White were fairly basic games. But then you get Black and White 2 and those are just, not perfect. No game is perfect, but just amazing. So much content. Oh, we're out of money. Oh, we're no longer out of money. We are not really making a lot on ride tickets. Why are we only making 1,000? I'm charging, like, good money. Well, $6 not that much, actually. Should charge more. There we go. Hey, welcome Neil TV8. Raiding party of 1. Does that mean just you or you and one other? Either way, welcome. Are you also playing Roller Coaster Tycoon? Most people who raid me do, but not all. Round 77, finally. Some death. I like death. Except 77 is not available. So, closest one, well, that would be 78, my friend. And goodbye. They're still stuck. Losers! You know, I'll help them out. There we go, now you have some more space. I was doing the GeoGuessr challenge in the Train Sim World 4, where you had to guess all 10 locations. I don't know what Train Sim World 4 is, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like guess locations in the game, I guess. Your actions just now reminded me. I've been working on a song for you, or a song for me. Well, I'm interested. Is it about drowning people? Yeah, they did get unstuck. You see, the guests aren't... Well, they are idiots, considering what they're doing there, but not completely stupid. Think you're the bits, Mr. Slime. A massive buttock in the chat. Inspired by your stream titles. Did you write a parody on Bohemian Rhapsody with lyrics about how I drown guests? I mean, those are not my stream titles. Those are my stream, my Twitch, like notification things. But I think I know what you mean. Because yeah, for anyone who didn't notice, I've been doing the lyrics of Bohemian Rhapsody, a few words at a time. Started like a few weeks ago at Mama Just Killed a Man, and now we're at Didn't Mean to Make You Cry. Why did I decide to do that? I don't know. Funny, I guess. Marcel just drowned a man. He done nothing wrong. Marcel dropped him in some water. Now he's... Oh, hang on, I'm doing that wrong. No, there are more syllables there. That's why I went wrong. Just pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Marcel dropped him, now he's gone. That guest, his life had just begun. But now Marcel's gone and thrown it all away. Marcel didn't feel bad at all. Now that guest won't be back again this time. This is difficult. Especially if the syllables don't match. Yeah. I need to remove the scene. Actually, I don't want to remove the scenery there. It's pretty. I'm gonna build my maze somewhere else. I'll just build it on the side here. It is a work in progress. You should actually get it like recorded once you figure out lyrics that, you know, actually fit. Because the concept is very good. A small band called King recorded it. Mate, do you even Queen? We did We Will Rock You, not Bohemian Rhapsody. So you can expand with other songs. You know, I can sing We Will Rock You. I mean, I guess I can sing the solo parts, you know, where it's just one voice of Bohemian Rhapsody. Not well, but I can sing them. I can, you know, sort of hold the tune. But I can't do the operatic parts. Especially not Roger Taylor's high voice. Like Beelzebub, put the devil aside for me, for me, for me. Yeah, I don't go that high. You know what? There should not be hedges. There should be wooden fences. Looks nice. What is our park rating? Just 61,000. We need 150,000. Ooh, that's quite a bit more. We have 2 years, I believe, for this. We're not even on schedule. This is not going well. Can we buy land? Yes, actually. Quite a bit. How expensive is it? Not very. Not very expensive at all. And that also means... Oh, this costs money to remove. Well, crap. Well, we do have space now here for another roller coaster. I think the boats are perma stuck in that water. Oh, you're right. There's a lily in the way. Yep. So, yeah, this is this is the first time anyone's completed it. Don't remove all the pretty row highs. Well, there's plenty more, and I need it to build my rides. Okay, we're gonna get a steel. Oh god, we just got older cars for the wooden wild mice. Wait. I forgot the exit line and they drowned. Wow. Did anyone notice that? I mean, if you noticed and didn't tell me, I understand. Because it's funny. But did anyone of you actually notice it? You did. Well done. Oh yeah, you said it right before it happened. Nice path out unless this is the killer boats. So that's 8 dead people, I think. Well, I fast forwarded, so probably a lot more actually. Inspect park rating. Yeah, we're on minus 453. Ooh, that's a lot of death. Whoopsie daisy. That's... Also, we're not making... Why did we only make 500 from rides in September? Hang on. I just entirely forgot both an entry and an exit path for the go-karts. I just never finished the go-karts. What is wrong with me? I never even opened it. What the hell is wrong with me? This thing is too expensive now. Is 7 good? Yeah, 7 is good. Same goes for this thing. This thing is not too expensive, but it's just unpopular. This thing is too expensive, I guess. This is going terribly. I do like the newer theme park games, like Planet Coaster. That's alright. Like, Planet Coaster is undoubtedly a good game. It's just not a game for me. Planet Coaster is more about making a pretty park and like doing all the nitty gritty, like, you know, handling, like making staff paths or whatever, and like all the that kind of stuff. And you know, if you want to make like decorate a ride, it takes you 3 billion hours to make something nice. But once you've invested those 3 billion hours, you do end up with something really nice. In Roller Coaster Tycoon, you put 10 minutes into decorating a ride and it looks quite good. So Planet Coaster is great for the people who like to spend 3 billion hours decorating in one ride. It's not great for me. I've played it, you know, it was fine. For the little bit that I did like completed like 2 levels or so, and I built a coaster with 10 excitement. Of course I did. And that's when I quit. Parkitect, I ended up liking not... It was just too... Like, Parkitect was just not polished enough from like a mechanics perspective, I guess. Just didn't feel entirely right to me. Also, I hated the camera angle. Like, the lowest camera angle in Parkitect, I believe, was still too high up for me, and I really didn't like it. But overall, like, Parkitect is not a bad game. But to me, you know, I played it on stream, I think 2 times. And it was like, sure, it's not a bad game. But Roller Coaster Tycoon is better. So why would I play Parkitect? That was kind of what what my thought process was. Good evening, Brian. Welcome. How you doing? I'm playing one of our Adrian's scenarios here. You may or may not have heard of him, but he makes cute little scenarios. And this one, we need 150,000 park value, which is actually quite a lot. Ah, you do know him, nice. Now, his scenarios are great. The only complaint I have, which I have told him, is that they're often a bit small. You know, I fill them up quickly. Yeah, how is the move going? Are you in the middle of your move right now? For anyone who doesn't know, Brian is a theme park engineer and he's in the process of moving to Dubai for work. Or I think it's Dubai, at least the UAE, right? Or was it Saudi Arabia. Sorry, I got that wrong. I'm currently in Khobar, Saudi Arabia. I'll be moving to Riyadh in a few weeks. Where's Khobar? I know a few Saudi Arabian cities, but I haven't heard of Khobar. Are you allowed to destroy highs? Well, I just did. So, I guess so, yes. On the coast, adjacent to Bahrain. If you know Dammam, it's just south of it. Okay, I know where Dammam is. So, just south of Dammam. How do you like the country? Is it kind of what you expected? Or is it different? Okay, the question is, will it be going too fast in this turn here at the bottom? 60 is the limit, and we'll have to wait and see. I think it will be going too fast. Actually, it's fine. I did kind of ruin everything though, because I wanted to come back in from that side, which is now impossible. From this backside. So I'm gonna have to alter this a bit. It's quite hot. I can imagine. It's a desert after all. It's certainly something to get used to. Excited to get into work. Lots of cool things happening here as far as theme parks go. Yeah, there's obviously that one insane coaster that's like the tallest, fastest and highest. That's planned. That was in Saudi Arabia, right? Or was it the UAE? It's always one of the... It's usually one of those two when it's something insane like that. Do you know more about that? Okay, that is Saudi. You know, that coaster is a lot more feasible than the stupid line idea for the city that they came up with. Because the coaster actually sounds feasible to me. Not very practical necessarily, but feasible. Like, possible to build. If someone's getting back into RST2, what are the main tips to be successful in growing the park? Okay, so the main thing I would say is, well, if you're charging for the rides, charge more than the default price. Like, I'm charging $7 for the Virginia Reel, the default is 2. And these will be your main money makers, the roller coasters. You know, charging the excitement rating is a decent rule of thumb. You can usually charge a bit more still, but you know, the excitement rating or the excitement rating plus a little bit, usually a decent rule of thumb. But probably even more important tip, build small. Now if you're building like hairpin coasters and wild mouse coasters, that's usually kind of happens automatically. So it's not really a thing you have to think too much about. But if you just say building a wooden coaster, right? I don't have any examples here because I don't have it available, but don't build like a 30k wooden coaster that's 2 kilometers long. That's a massive waste of money. It might have slightly higher stats than a smaller wooden coaster, but you won't be able to charge much more for it, and if you're charging for the park entrance, it doesn't do anything. It still attracts the same 105 guests, no matter the stats. So build your ride small. A rule of thumb is don't spend more than 10,000 on a coaster. And that should only be like the proper big coaster type, like a twister or a wooden. Like if it's a wild mouse, don't spend more than 5,000. 20-buck umbrellas is a fun tip, but it won't actually net you, like it'll net you quite a bit of money, but it's not like the most important thing. But yeah, you can actually charge guests will pay whatever for umbrellas if it rains, and the maximum you can charge is 20. But no, the most important thing is if you charge for the rides, do charge like quite a lot for roller coasters, more than the excitement rating. And if you in general just build a lot of cheap rides. They don't have to necessarily be tiny coasters, because you can build like like quite a lot of pre-built coasters, like a pre-built looping coaster, like Bumblebee is like 8,000. It's perfect, and it's a decent coaster. Like it has a couple of drops, it has a loop. That's also a thing. Look at, like, if you're not good at building roller coasters yourself, which you probably won't be if you haven't played it a lot, emulate the pre-builds. That's how I learned it. And it's my golden tip for anyone learning to build roller coasters. Like, let's say your Wild Mouse or your inverted hairpin coasters are always too intense. That can happen. Well, there's Hawk's Nest, the only pre-built that comes with this coaster type in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Build it and see what it does. Then build your own coaster next to it. And don't make it the same, but make it similar. Also, for coasters, and for example, you see me notice this. I start building out the hardline and I go up and up and up and up, and then I finish. And this is not very tall, and this is it. This will be my only chain lift on the entire ride. Which means that after I'm done with this, like after I'm losing all the speed from this chain lift, that's it. The ride is done. A lot of people will build long, expensive and intense coasters by doing another chain lift, another booster section, another... Don't. Start with one chain lift that's like 20, 25 meters, or a little bit less on the smaller coaster types. And keep it, like, don't put any more energy into the ride. No boosters, no chain lifts. I mean, if you need like a little bit of chain lift to get up back to the station, that's fine, but you know what I mean, right? That forces you to keep it cheap and not intense. Is getting all the possible loan worth it? Yes. So, 15,000 is my loan at 10% per year. Now, the goal of this scenario is, the deadline is October year 2. That means that after 2 years, I've paid back 20% of this loan. Well, it's slightly different, but it's roughly 20%. This number isn't entirely accurate, it's like 9.6 or so, but let's say 20%. That means that I've borrowed 15,000, and I've only paid back... Well, we can see I do 180 to 80. There are 8 months in a year. So 182.80 times 8 is 1,462. So yeah, slightly less than 10%. So I pay 1,462 on this in interest per year. So I have over 12,000 left at the deadline. You don't have to pay it back to complete the scenario. Well, with a few exceptions, some goals have that in the goal, but most don't. And this one doesn't. So you're absolutely fine. Just unless it has like 30% per year and it's a 5-year scenario, then yeah, it'll get too much. But those are rare. Most scenarios have 5 or maybe 10% per year, which is not very much. Thank you for the 16 months, Ryan Red Fox. Happy Pride Month. Hell yeah, happy Pride Month. Okay, how are we doing on the 137? We're nearly there. So, of course, don't immediately just take out the loan for the loss of it, but if you need more money and the interest isn't stupidly high, yeah, take out a loan. Are the guests poor? Well, this one is 40. 25, yeah. I expected they were 15! I expected they were... There's 15 to 45. I expected they were poor because I wasn't getting any more guests in the park. So I thought they must be leaving because... Well, then it's no use to charge much because they'll be broke anyway and we don't have a cash machine. In fact, it's actually good to charge less. Because if we charge less, because if we charge like 10 bucks per ride, they might be stuck at 9 bucks. But if we charge less, then they can still go on a ride with 9 bucks. What other games do you enjoy? Currently, I'm doing a lot of Bowser No R speedruns in... Oh, Bowser Tyrant No R speedruns in Mario Kart DS. Which basically means... that I'm driving around in Bowser in the Tyrant cart and I can't use the R button, which means no hopping and no drifting. Oh, we can't do any more roller coasters. Also, Slime ordered me to drown some more guests. He didn't specify a number, so I assume he doesn't care about the number. Let's drown guest 7 for still being in the park. He only had $3 left anyway. I keep track of a lot of statistics in my for my Mario Kart DS. I'll show you. So, I mean, this is a friend of mine who has done a few, but look, at the top is me. These are all my records in Bowser, in Tyrant, without drifting. The thing that I do this is, Tyrant has the worst handling in the entire game. So you usually you drift a lot around corners. But if you can't drift, that makes it, makes taking corners very difficult. It's a challenge. And I've done some more extended things. Like these are my best times on Mario Circuit 1. I have a lot of these written down. And you can see they're very, very close together. 54.44455555. A lot of 5s. All these are 54.5. So these are within a tenth of each other. And I recently started doing the same with Rainbow Road. And I improved. It's insane how much you improve. Let's have a look for Mario Kart Rainbow Road. Let's see. Is there... Oh god, that's an old... This is someone leaving screen recording, which is fair enough. I can't screen record this either. So yeah, this is roughly what it looks like, what I see. That's the cart I use. Except... Yeah, you see this? He couldn't go... His handling wasn't good enough to avoid flying out of the turns. He's not drifting. This is what I have to deal with. Except... This is how bad the handling is on Bowser. Except I don't fall into it. I mean, if I do, I reset because that's a terrible run. Oh, you got the rocket. The rocket makes turns for you. But yeah, I drive around this track in Bowser with Tyrant and I don't drift. And this turn is fun. Oh, he drifted a little bit. Anyway. That's what I do. And it's funny because my best time for a long time was like above 2:30. And then, without really doing any new strategies, I got to 228.8. I drove this one today, actually. It's insane how much I improved by just driving better. Like, taking sharper corners. Like, slowing down at exactly the right point. It's absolutely insane that I got down to 228.8. And my fastest theoretical time with my fastest first, second and third lap is a 228.51. Which is also absolutely insane. And I love it that I can just improve so much. And, I mean, if you own Mario Kart DS, try it. Try driving around Rainbow Road, time trials, Bowser, and you can't use the R button. So you can't hop, and you can't drift. Try it. Try to see how fast you can go. You will get nowhere near my time, obviously, because you haven't practiced it. But yeah, there are a lot of hours have been put into this. This can still go faster. Like a sub 228.5. I think even a 227 might be possible without any new strategies. But that's maybe the limit? I don't know. Okay, I should probably get a move on here and building some more rides. We're also not making very much money. I don't need any more research. So what made me want to do this? Well, this actually has a very specific bit of lore. So, I've been playing Mario Kart with a friend of mine. We'll call him Mart, because that's his name. For a very, very long time. I think for about 15 years now. And we used to play normally. But then on my old DS, which was before 2013, so over 10 years ago, my R button broke. And obviously that wouldn't be fair. He would always easily beat me. So we were like, well, what if we just don't drift? We can beat the hard AI anyway, so it'll be a nice challenge for us. So then we obviously, you know, you can choose a better car or better handling, but we were like, no, we'll choose the car with the worst handling in the game. We won't drift, let's see if we can still beat the AI. And turns out that was not that difficult on some courses, but nearly impossible on others. Now, in 2013 I got a Nintendo 3DS, which still has a working shoulder button. So yeah, we can drift around perfectly fine, but we kept the tradition. We liked doing it. It's fun. So whenever he comes around, last time was 2 weeks ago or so, we still play, you know, Mario Kart without drift, as we call it. Or no slipping. In Dutch, we say slippen. Because it's a lot of fun. And then, like half a year ago or so, I was like, well, I just want to see how fast I can actually do time trials in it. Because I never tried that before. So I started doing time trials, and I found that improving my times and getting faster times was a lot of fun again. I'm not competing against anyone, well, against myself, but not against anyone else. I'm just enjoying improving myself, driving better lines, and sometimes getting insane lap times. It's fun. Now, I don't have a Switch, Lil Young Brownback Jr., so all Nintendo games I play are like old games. How are we doing on the park value? 142,000. We need more. Let's build a spinning wild now, so we don't have one yet. I should buy some land for it first. kind of blocked off these bits, but yeah, we can figure that out with some path. Mario Kart for Switch is solid. Sure, but I don't have a Switch. I don't have a TV to play Switch on. I don't have place for a TV to play a Switch on. Hi, Wallowit, you're welcome. I'm doing fine, thank you. That's the great thing about using a Switch. You don't need a TV, you can play it in handheld. But having a TV is still very useful. Also, it's still money. Like, there are not a lot of games that I want to play on my Switch. Like, also on my computer, I mostly play old games. Like, the games recently, like in the past few years that I've played a lot, are Roller Coaster Tycoon, obviously. Age of Empires 2, which, yeah, it's still getting updated, but the game itself, I guess, is old. And Minecraft the same. Like, Minecraft, it's not that old, but it's still from 15 years ago. So, a lot of those games are old. Like, I've streamed Plants vs. Zombies, it's like over a decade old. I've streamed Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, it's over a decade old. SimCity 4, it's over a decade old. Stardew Valley is newer, but most games I play are either just old period or do still get updated but started a very long time ago. So I don't really have much need for a Switch with newer games. Because yeah, on the Switch or on my DS it's either some old Pokemon game, or it's like Mario Bros. DS or Mario Kart DS. Both of which are, well, obviously old. And I'm perfectly content with that. I wonder how you did on my home circuit, my very own pinball track. It's actually the longest track in the game, at least. I'm not sure if it's universally the longest track in the game, but if you play it like I do, you know, Bowser, Tyrant, no drifting, then it's the longest track in the game. At hang on. 234. But yeah, this could definitely be improved. I haven't played it that much. My best here are Rainbow Road, Mario Circuit 1, Circuit 1, sorry. Luigi Circuit, I've also done that one a lot. I took a lot of time for me to get the sub 133. Where's the other one? Koopa Beach 2. I've done that a lot. My best is 54.94, but my fifth is still... sorry, 55.94, but my fifth is also still sub 56. They're that close together. I feel this one's gonna get extreme lateral G's. But we'll have to live with that. I mean, we don't, but I choose to. If you can get Baby Park under 1 minute, I'm very, very impressed. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. It's at 1 minute, 1.44 now, 1 minute and 44 hundredths. That took me quite a while to get there. Because Baby Park is basically just 10 180 degree turns, quite sharp 180 degree turns. Well, if there's anything Bowser without drifting isn't good at... Yeah, you see? 2.83 lateral Gs. But still under 10 intensity, so I'm fine with that. Hello, Gary. Welcome. You know what I'm absolutely a massive fan of? I'm a massive fan of two games that I've never played. And those are Mario, the original Super Mario Bros. And classic Tetris. The reason I'm a fan of those is by how much they get exploited recently. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And I watch YouTube videos about them. The fact that, like, 30, 40-year-old games, like 40, close to 40-year-old games, still get exploited and rediscovered that much. It's insane. I love it. I love all the content around it. It's just brilliant. How have you never played them? I mean, the SNES and the NES were well before my time. It's funny, in my last video about Path Ornaments Explained, I had a chance to put in a lot of guest names, references to different people and stuff. And there was so much fun. And especially to see how people responded to certain. And one of the guests I named Blue Scooty, who is the first person to ever beat Tetris. And I think that's the one that got the most reactions. So a lot of my audience watches Tetris. One of my favorite genres of YouTube video is people playing video games in ways they're not designed to be played. Well, I can see you while you're on my channel then. I only spotted Bok and... yeah. Okay, we do have the required park value now. Let's fast forward. This park's kind of full anyway. And we've beaten it. Well, that was very short. Let's actually go through that video. And I'll tell you about all the references, because I think it'll be fun. So if we go to my channel. Because there are a lot of references. And the video did extremely well, by the way. So, yeah, we'll play with sounds off. So what's your question, Waluigi? What do you want to know? What do you want to discuss? Of course, in the intro we don't have that many guest names yet. This one was a finicky one to edit. Lots of little scenarios I had to set up. And then you do like a 10-minute recording for a speed up thing later in the video. Which you do something wrong at, so you need to set up it again. Do another 10-minute recording. It took so much time to edit this one. Spiffing Brit. I'm not that big of a fan of Spiffing Brit. He is all constantly like, oh, this is how you break YouTube. And then it's like, yeah, but your live stream didn't get more views than normal, even though you indicated it would. Like, yeah, he's slightly bit up himself, I guess. He did shout me out, like, I think twice when he did the roller coaster tycoon, which is nice. Okay, let's see, where do we get the first guest name? There. Okay, so this is just Tarzan, I don't know, ape breaking stuff. Not too weird. What's the difference between Uruguay and Argentine? I mean the flag, of course, but Uruguay specifically is very flat. It's difficult. It kind of has the Uruguay feel. I think their road signs are different. But I have very often the Uruguay just on feel. Just this feels like Uruguay. Kind of flat and a lot of red dirt, which I guess parts of Brazil are too, but I'm more often conflated with Brazil rather than Argentina. Okay, where's the next guest? There it is. This is the first of 2 Blue Scooty appearances, actually. The next one appears in the same area, but with a different... He has a balloon there. This is Hiroyasu Shimizu, all speed skater, legendary sprinter. No one responded to this one. I'm very alone in my speed skating stuff. Jenny Wolf, also all speed skater, legendary sprinter, but then female. Also no one responded to that. Banksy, random famous person, no one responded to that either. Which is interesting, because I would have guessed at least one comment would be, hey, Banksy. But no, no one did. Interestingly enough. And yeah, Jan-Peter Balkenende, Prime Minister for the Netherlands from 2002 or something until 2010. Quite a few people, of course Dutch people, commented about this. I really liked the skating references. I just don't comment on YouTube. I appreciate that, Pudding Kip. Let's see, where's the next one? There. This is Gandhi. No one commented about that either. I think someone did, because of the next guest. I think. Oh, not necessarily. No, that was a different one. Okay, so this is Bob Ogden. Does anyone know the name Bob Ogden? Because this one is really quite obscure. Just go with feel. I mean, there are definitely Uruguay and Argentina and Brazil differences, but I don't know them. But there's a Plunkett guide on it, probably. I heard it before. Yeah. No, it's not the blue cat with the cockroaches, not the speed skater. Name sounds familiar. This is a very minor character, yes, Pudding Kip. From Harry Potter. Yes, Bob Ogden, who was a British wizard who worked in the Department of Magical Law Enforcement. Well googled, Slime. He is the person who confronted Marvado Gaunt about some illegal magic stuff or whatever in book 6 when looking at some memories surrounding Voldemort. I just randomly... You know, a lot of these references are just me randomly thinking about stuff. Because Blue Scooty, I think the day before I watched one of a Game Scout's videos about Blue Scooty or something. Gandhi is just me thinking, what famous person can I put here? This is Steve and Alex from Minecraft. No one commented about that. And this is second Blue Scooty. Same area, but now he's got a balloon. Balloons actually... You know, I said, right, that there was a little bit of randomness to when the timer counts down. For when a guest... Or when a guest gets up. The chance for that random check to succeed is quite large, like 95% or so. Except when the guests have a balloon or a hat. Then it's 100%. And I don't know why. Then there's no random check at all. Let's see, where's the next guest? Oh, I quite like this as well, the way that I organized this. The overview, it worked quite well. Okay, so here we have It's Postma, also an ex-speed skater, more all-round. Someone did actually comment about It's Postma, and people also commented about Taylor Swift. And then after that, Pol Pot. I thought, what will people's reactions be if I put one of the worst people ever in there? Of course, Swifties responded. Well, I think the comment about one of the comments about Taylor Swift was, "Ooh, I'm surprised she didn't take her private jet to the bin." And I don't think that's a Swiftie. Because that's not exactly a positive comment. Let's see, where's the next guest? This preview, so very useful. Ah yes, this was one of the people's favorites. So, Asami and Varric, both Legend of Korra characters, and Asami thinks I can't find Korra. Now Asami and Korra get into a relationship at the very end. This is very funny, the way that it went, because people really appreciated that joke, because it's like a multi-layered joke. Legend of Korra, it's an Avatar thing, which you never watched. So that park that is filmed in is the Giga Park, and in the icy bit, you know, but here are also already some fountains here. I just extended this bit. The icy bit, we have two twister coasters called Katara and Korra, two waterbenders. You know, ice makes sense. And it just so happened that one of the guests I selected here for that thought happened to think I can't find Korra. And I was like, huh, I'll name him Asami. Because that's funny. And then I was like, the other one, who's connected to Asami? Ah, Varric. That's kind of how that one went. Where's the next guest? It takes a while. Ah, there's another one. Come on. There we go, Squidward. I don't know what exactly made me think of Squidward. But I did. And then John Connor. I think I was watching some Terminator video. Or someone in a video I was watching while editing was referencing Terminator. And I was like, oh yeah, John Connor. What more do we have? Any more guest references? No, that was all of them. I thought there were more. But still quite a lot. What's Squidward? You know, that you don't know Avatar, I can believe. But surely you're joking there. Well, maybe not, because you're not English. Octo Tentacle? Surely you know who Octo is. You have no idea. This fella on the right is Squidward, or in Dutch, Octo Tentacle. Or Squidward Tentacles. That's Sandy, Gary, Mr. Krabs, or Eugene Krabs, Pearl, SpongeBob, Patrick, Karen, Mrs. Puff, and Plankton. This is SpongeBob. One of the greatest cartoons ever created. I mean, I know you're like 80 years old, so SpongeBob was after your time. But still. I feel too serious to be watching cartoons, even though I watch Dragon Ball Z. Oh, I get that. Hang on, I was thinking about doing a... let's see, Pokemon favorites chooser. Let's see if I can like find the site for this. Yeah, this was it. Like, this is the way it looked. Let's see if we... Yeah, Cave of Dragonflies. This is it. I want to do this. What kind of music do you guys want in the background of this? I don't really want to use my copyright-free music playlist that I have, because apparently it's no longer copyright-free, because it gets... I can't monetize the streams that where I use that when I upload them. Pokemon music. But won't I be copyrighted for that? Will I be? I don't know, actually. You know what? Streams don't make much money anyway. I'll just choose some Pokemon music. Pokemon Sinnoh music. Is this a good balance between my voice and the music? Lo-fi chill beats. I know, I quite like this. No need to send. This is really good. Oftentimes game background music doesn't get copyright stricken. Fair enough. Alright. Let's pick my favorite Pokemon. I'll change the stream stuff. Poke and chill. Picking my favorite Pokemon. Category Pokemon? Pokemon itself has just 2 viewers. Because I'll just put it on Diamond because also has 2 viewers. You know what, I'll just put it in Pokemon. I don't really care about categories. Alright, I'm gonna do some option stuff. Because no Generation 8 or 9 or Pokemon Legends. I also don't know what that is. Oh wait, this is just 7. Yeah, we can do 7. All types. Oh, not all forms. Let's see. No aesthetic variants. Like, I don't, for example, want to have all 17 or 18 Vivillon forms. No Gigantamax, I don't care about that. Well, that's Gen 8 anyway, so I wouldn't get that. Yeah, we can do Megas. Yeah, no Megas. I do like regional variants. And no gender differences either. Because otherwise the list gets really big really quickly. Alright. Let's see. I can do something with this. These I all recognize. Let's zoom in a bit. Make it a little bit bigger. So, how many do I need to pick? How many does it say? 1 or more. Yeah. So I just need to pick a whole... you know, this is just a quick thing. I quite like Mamoswine. I quite like Aggron. Quite like Palkia. Oh, hang on. We can do this a lot quicker if we only do fully evolved. Yeah, let's do only fully evolved. That makes it... That makes it a lot quicker, otherwise it takes forever. And I'm usually not that much of a fan of unevolved Pokemon anyway. So let's see. Mamoswine. Aggron. Palkia. Rayquaza. Latias. Like Arceus too. Oh, we're gonna have... This is Water Arceus. Are we gonna have all 17 Arceuses here? Let's not do other alternate forms. There we go. There goes the Arceus form. So only regional variants. Okay, so again. Because I don't want this to take absolutely forever. I like fire, but I'm not a big of a fan of Flareon. Yeah, this will be fine. Next one. Arceus. I'm not that big of a fan of the Ultra Beasts. I like Giratina, Luxor I really like. I like Empoleon. It says you're starting off from before and has a reset button. Wait. Oh. Reset. Yeah, stick with classic mode. Good point. I didn't notice that. Let's see. Arcanine. Of course, it's my favorite Pokemon. Like Spiritomb. Not that big of a fan of Houndoom, actually. I like Manxiao. I don't like that many out of these, actually. I mean, most of them I don't dislike. But don't really like them particularly. I like Swampert. Bastiodon is cool. Whatever that one's called. I forget the name. Something with an E, I think. Giratina, Arceus. Jellicent with a big mustache, like the Pringles man. Darmanitan. Ooh, Volcarona, really cool. What else? Empoleon, Roserade, Staraptor, probably my favorite flying type, and my favorite normal type. Ferrets. I'm sorry, I'm not really a fan of ferrets. This is enough for here. Oh, I read. A lot of people don't like Rhyperior. A lot of people think he's inferior to Rhydon and Rhyhorn. I really like Rhyperior. I think he looks awesome. And I like his big attack stat. I just love it. It's a great Pokemon. Starmie, classic. Gengar, always great. Were you ever into Pokemon, Slime? Like, do you know these Pokemon? Because there are a lot of things you aren't into, but surely like one of these things you were into as a kid. At least a little bit. Oh, my Nintendo DS has Solgaleo on it. And Lunala. But I'm not a massive fan of Solgaleo. Like, I only pick the ones here that I'm a fan of. A lot of these I'm like, oh, alright, like Sandslash, yeah, it's a fine Pokemon. Axelgor is quite cool. I like Aegislash a lot. Lapras, always cool. I played a lot of Pokemon when I was younger, until like Gen 4 and recently played Sword and Shield and Legends Arceus. Okay, so you actually do know these mons. Nice. What's your favorite? Gogoat. Gogoat has a funny story for me. Very early on, in my first playthrough ever of Pokemon X, when the first day of playing, I encountered a horde with a shiny Scraggy. A horde of Scraggy with a shiny one. But I didn't see it until I had already pressed run, because it's quite similar to the others. But then I saw it for a split second. And I was really bummed that I missed it. 5 minutes later, I found a shiny Skidoo. I put it in my team, it evolved to a shiny Gogoat. And normal Gogoat still looks weird to me. Because I'm so used to the shiny variant. Because Gogoat was new in Generation 6. So, for a very long time, the variant I saw most was the shiny one. Because I used it in battle. And at some point, I encountered a trainer with a normal Gogoat. And my first reaction was, why does a trainer have a shiny Gogoat? I like Bibarel as well. HM Slave. Okay, I like that one. Milotic. I like Porygon Z. I have a shiny Porygon Z. In fact, Porygon was my very first shiny ever. I encountered it while breeding in Pokemon Black and White. Also, Slime Snorlax. Yeah, I think I kind of knew that. Music is a bit loud for me. Is it also loud for you guys? Let's see, what else do I like out of this? Yes. Okay, thought so. This should be better. I don't really like that many others. This so. Do it is Rampardos. I really like its sky-high attack stats. I quite like Gigalith. That's a Melmetal or something. Melmetal. I don't even barely know that one. That's from the very tail end of Gen 7, which I didn't play. Crocodile I like. Mamoswine I like. Blastoise is a classic, but yeah, I don't like it that much. It's not like Blastoise is ever gonna end up in my top list of Pokemon, so I don't need to select it. I'm only gonna do like the top 10 or 20, not the top 100. I like Crobat. Torterra is like it's a Gen 4 starter, so I love it because I love all three of them. But I love Torterra the second most. Got like Heracross, Luxray. Jolteon and Greninja are my favorites. Jolteon is my favorite evolution as well. Greninja doesn't really do much for me. Blaziken, I think it's vastly overrated. I'm not a fan. Let's see. Is there anything else? Cofagrigus is cool. For a while, you couldn't trade Cofagrigus in Generation 5 because it had an automatic curse word filter, and Cofagrigus has fag in it. So yes, even with the official name, you couldn't change it. You trade it. You could if you changed the name, but of course, that's silly. Yeah, this is a Alolan Duck Trio. Ooh, I really like Chandelure. 145 special attack, Fire Blast, yes please. Ninetales of course. Can't have a list without Ninetales. Garchomp, amazing Pokemon. What else do we have here? Machamp, always cool. Snorlax, I'm sorry Slime, but I will pick Venusaur. Oh, we've neared the end, because there are no 20 anymore. Conkeldurr, Gastrodon, Hippowdon, Metagross of course. Oh, and Togekiss. Hydreigon. Ferrothorn is absolutely brilliant. That's it for here. Heatran, I love Heatran. Let's see. I like Gliscor very much. This is Alolan Golem, by the way, Slime. And Alolan Raichu. I like Nidoking, I like T-Tar. I like Cresselia. Those Alolan versions look weird. One looks amazing, and we haven't had it yet. But it will be amazing. Excadrill, Terrakion of course, Skuntank. Quite like Blissey. Special tank. Driftblim. No, not Slowking, it's a Slowbro that I like. They are different. Jolteon, I don't like it enough to select it, but my favorite evolution. A friend of mine is using Bisharp with great success in the Battle Subway in Pokemon Black and White 2. Yeah, we're just taking one from here. Here we get Scizor. And I think that's it. Yep. Okay, here we have Suicune. Mudsdale. Used to be my favorite Gen 7 Pokemon. Might still be, I don't know. I think that's it for here. Jinx. Yeah, I'm not a big enough fan of Jinx. I love Raticate, mostly because as a kid I found it very silly that it could learn Water Gun in Gen 1. It can? That's still silly. Bronzong, that was in my very first team ever that I beat the gym with in Pokemon Diamond, or the league. Sceptile, best generation 3 starter and best non-fire starter. Just second best starter anyway after Infernape. Well, maybe third after Torterra, which would make it not the best non-fire. That's it for here. Wait, what's the deal with the weird Pikachu? That's a Mimikyu from Gen 7. It's a Pokemon that feels so ashamed of what it actually looks like that it dresses up as a Pikachu. To make people like it. It's very sad. Scrafty, Slowking. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, now we've had... Wait a minute, where's Alolan Ninetales? I haven't seen Alolan Ninetales. Did I miss it? Did I miss Alolan Ninetales? Because I haven't seen it. Because we're now onto the second round, where I get to see again, where I get to pick my favorites of the favorites that I already picked. Well, then I guess we're missing Alolan Ninetales. Does Alolan Ninetales have the same haircut as that Dugtrio? No, it's Ice type. Okay, now it becomes difficult. Because now I need to pick my favorites out of this bunch. And that means that I have got to say to the others, you're not my favorite. Which is tricky, and not that tricky, like I can easily like discard Starmie here or something. That's fine. But for the others it's a bit trickier. Infernape, Cresselia, Staraptor. Do I like Swampert enough? I don't think so. Quite like Arceus though. Volcarona, Nidoking, Aegislash, Bronzong. Oh, and Rhyperior. I think I had level 86 Raticate with Dig, Bubble Beam, Thunderbolt and Hyper Fang. Oh, very nice. My very first level 100 Pokemon was a Luxray. Chandelure, Conkeldurr, Garchomp, Roserade, which was also in my very first league team. Yeah, I think that's it for here. Staraptor. And that becomes even more difficult. I'm just gonna pick 3 here. These 3. Okay, these 2 definitely win it out. I'm gonna pick these 2 here. This got... I mean, these 2 are definitely higher up than these 2, but I don't want to ditch my boy Ferrothorn yet. Arcanine and Garchomp. This is hard. This is sad. I have to ditch my boy Ferrothorn. I don't like that. Okay, that's an easy one. It's also an easy one. That's an easy one. Some of these are a bit easier. Like Arcanine has to be at the top. I'm gonna pick both there. That one. These are all like in my top 10. Oh, hang on. Found favorites. Ha, we have Arcanine. And that one. Hey, we got another favorite. They're still pointless. Tell us what you like and we'll tell you what you like. The thing is, if you make your own list of 100, you know, choosing out of all the Pokemon, you're most likely gonna miss stuff or you don't know how to order it. This tool helps you pick favorites. I like Infinite. My favorite Gen 4 starter. My favorite starter, period. Ooh, this is a tough choice. I mean, Lola, Luxray, I called it Lola, was my first level 100 Pokemon. But I really like Roserade. And it's better as well, competitively viable. How do I pick between these two? Because I have a massive soft spot for Luxray and Shinx as well. Like, you have Starly and Bidoof on the very first route. And then on the next route you can already find a Shinx, which is kind of the first sort of special Pokemon. Because Starly and Bidoof are your region Rodent and your region Bird, which are very default. Shinx is a bit more special, right, you know? It's an electric type. If you miss them, you probably don't like them very much. I mean, if you're making an entire top 20, especially a little bit further down, it's easy to miss one. Because people don't usually feel very strong about 20 Pokemon. But this one, you can also, if you go a little bit further down, still have a list. Which is nice. Yeah, how do I pick here? I think I'm gonna have to pick Roserade. This is easy, Infinite. Bloody hell. Starcraft, like, you have a regional birds, right? You have Pidgeotto and Fearow, both kind of Gen 1 regional birds, mostly Pidgeot. Then in Gen 2 you have Swallow's Gen 3. Gen 2 you have like Hoothoot, or I guess Noctowl. And you have Hoothoot slash little bit Pelipper in Gen 3. Or I mean the Swallow slash Pelipper. But those are all, you know, fairly weak Pokemon. They're not that interesting. They might be very cute, but not that interesting competitively. And then you got Bloody Staraptor, which has Intimidate. It learns Close Combat, 120 power fighting type move, as a normal flying bird when it evolves to Staraptor. That's like, imagine me. Like, my friend already told me something cool is gonna happen. So, and my Staravia evolves. This will also, these were both in my very first league team. My Staravia evolves. And then it learns Close Combat, which is brilliantly amazing. Gets Brave Bird. I have to pick Staraptor. Okay, that's Metagross. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to go with Metagross. I really like it. With Meteor Mash, Zen Headbutt, Earthquake and Bullet Punch. Very strong Pokemon. One of the three... In Generation 3, for if you got like Battle Tower and stuff, you have like 3 Pokemon that are the core kind of best Pokemon. Strongest, and those are Metagross, Salamence as two of the legendaries. And then the third one is kind of Milotic. I bet the bird Pokemon is faster than the plant Pokemon. Yes, and it's also super effective, so it will obviously win. Is the music loud again? Why does it keep getting... Why does every song keep getting louder? Anyway, I'm gonna have to pick these two. Oh yeah, and then I have to pick between these two. It's gotta have... Well, the other one's Torterra. So... you see, Torterra was the first time I ever speedran Pokemon. At some point, I used it to beat like Pokemon Diamond in 7 hours. Which is quite good. And I used the Torterra for that. My best time is like, I think 5:07 with an Infernape. Which I eventually did. A speedrun of Pokemon Diamond. Which is not anywhere near world record, but it's not bad. Like Torterra with Earthquake, Wood Hammer. I tried doing this, but I think it bugged out, as 2 pages were just blank circles. So one of my favorites is missing from the top. And it gave me it once, I picked it and never appeared again. Really? I haven't seen that here yet. I mean, I missed a lot of Ninetales, but I assume that's my own fault. I'm gonna have to pick Torterra. Okay, this is easy, Staraptor. I really like Terrakion with Close Combat, Stone Edge, Earthquake. It's amazing, but yeah, Staraptor has the nostalgic value more for me. Out of these two, I'm gonna have to go with Terrakion. I really just like offense. Although Choice Band Ferrothorn is amazing. It's usually a defensive Pokemon, so no one expects Choice Band. And with Gyro Ball, if you're very slow, it has a lot of power. Rose Raid. Raid Rose. Yeah, Luxray. Out of these. Oh, back to here, I guess. Well, out of these, I think Chandelure. Luxray easily. Here, Sceptile? I think. It looks amazing. Like, Sceptile is here purely on looks. I've never really used it competitively. But also kind of... You know, I'm using here more as also a bit of Evo lines. Because, you know, a little bit Shink stuff for Luxray as well. And, you know, Grovyle looks amazing as well, which influenced my Sceptile a little bit. But instead of having like an entire line, I just condense it into kind of the final evolution. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go Sceptile here. Here I go Chandelure. Oh, back to these. Well, these two easily. I don't really know why I picked Excelgor. Terrakion, easily. Ooh, Rhyperior and Conkeldurr. Sorry, Drifblim. Mamoswine. These three are very similar. They're all, well, not necessarily bulky. Terrakion isn't that bulky, but they're all very strong rock fighting types. You know, high attack stat. So they might not necessarily fulfill that much of a similar role, but to me they feel similar. These two. Yeah, Chandelure. I like X-Flat with Boom Burst, but Mamoswine is just cool with Earthquake, Icicle Crash, Stone Edge, and Ice Shard. Great moveset, very strong. Great super effective coverage with just Ice and Ground. Ooh. God. Chandelure is a massive special attacker, but Rhyperior is just so cool. I'm gonna have to go with Rhyperior here. Terrakion. I think Terrakion. Okay, repair Mewtwo. What is Mewtwo doing here still? Get out, Mewtwo. You're not that cool. Out of these two, Garchomp. It's my personal favorite pseudo legend after Metagross. But you know, it's the pseudo legend of Gen 4. That's how it fits. Here. Oh, Mamo. Between Arceus and Mamo. Wow. I think Jump. Yeah, with Outrage, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and I don't know, whatever else. Fire Blast, usually. Garchomp. Ooh, Bronzong makes a return here. So far, by the way, there's already 3 Pokemon here for my very first League team. Staraptor, Roserade, and Luxray. And then you also have Bronzong here. Then there are just 2 missing, which are Alakazam and Empoleon. I think I'm gonna have to pick these 2. Ooh, Volcarona is massively cool as well. With Quiver Dance, Bug Buzz, Fire Blast, and Energy Ball. Yeah, thank you for the bits, Mr. Slime. Gigantify and emote, I like that. Ooh. The point is as well, I know clearly, for example, that these 3 are my favorite. These 3 fire types. But then after that it becomes a bit muddier, so the choice kind of becomes harder. I think these 2 are definitely above Mamo. I double love Luxray because he was one of my strongest in Diamond. Yeah, same. He was the MVP of my team in Diamond. But also my Shinx friend in Explorers of Sky was stupidly overpowered. Oh, that's nice. I played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time once, but never finished it. Couldn't. I'm gonna have to go with Red Barrier here. Chandelure. Ferrothorn. Oh god. I think Chandelure. Whoa! Why are we back to this? Like, I never clicked on this, or this, or this, or this. I only clicked on Mewtwo out of these. I guess I'll pick this too. I don't remember seeing Kyogre. I like it though. Why is it showing me, like, a particular subset of Pokemon that I never clicked on before? That's weird. That's really weird. I mean, the choice of these isn't very difficult. Out of these, Ferrothorn is definitely next. Oh, now we're back to these. Because I did click on these before. Yeah, this feels a little bit weird at times. But we're now at the top 15. I would say that these are kind of my favorite Pokemon. This makes for a very logical top 15 for me. And I think this is also a nice way to end the top 15. Because I think any Pokemon after it's kind of gonna be a bit lower down. Can I get a good... Yeah, there we go. If I take a screenshot of this. Then I can share that. Drink some water. Alright. You guys should too. Nice. Right, I hope you found that interesting. This with my favorite Pokemon. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree with this list? Next stream, make a bunch of coasters. Base each one of them on your favorite pokes. I'm not that creative. Also, what's really the difference in coaster between like an Arcanine and an Infernape and a Ninetales? Or a Sceptile and a Roserade. So if we look here, Generation 1, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 5. So there are 4 generations that make an appearance here. Only one Generation 3 Pokemon. Well, 2 actually, never mind. And yeah, in the top 9, only 3 different generations. So I have clear favorites. Generation 2 is just not a generation that appeals to me very much generally. Arcanine's more dog-like, so maybe higher and longer. Infinite would be more twisty and loopy. I guess, but like Arcanine and Luxray are very similar. Except one is electric and one is fire. So you would have very similar coaster with a different color. I'm not that creative. That's probably not a great idea for me to do. One goes to red, one goes to yellow. Then you just have Gryffindor. But, yeah, I like this list. Yeah, Snorlax and Mr. Mime. You should do this for yourself. You know, if you like. The website is called dragonflycave.com/favorite.hutmol. You should be able to find that. I just googled Pokemon favorites chooser and it was the very top. Well, there's that one, top of it, but that's this one that you've seen before. No Ninetales here, by the way. But there is an Alolan Ninetales. Yeah, I missed Alolan Ninetales, but if we Google it... It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's my favorite Alolan Pokemon. It was in my Pokemon Sun team. I named it Beauty. And it's amazing. It's absolutely stunning. It's Ice Fairy type. And it should... Should it be here? I mean, Ninetales is already here. It would probably been around maybe around place 10. Probably. Somewhere here. If it was in there. Yeah, Alolan Ninetales is just incredibly nice. The reason this one doesn't have a Ninetales is because both Arcanine and Ninetales are Generation 1 fire types, so... And only fire types. So they both only appear on this square, and I can only choose one. So that's a big shame. Been doing it, it's fun. Yeah, it is fun. It makes you think about Pokemon, right? Because it makes me think about Raid Rose or Rose Raid, and how much I quite love this little thing. Same goes. Gen 4 is just the best, because it's my favorite. I have nothing but good things to say about Generation 4. I did this actually years ago as well with this, as I said, and I unfortunately lost the image to it. It was on my Imgur account, but I can't find it anymore. So, I don't know. The list was similar, but obviously not the same. The top 4 definitely was the same, though. After that... I don't know. Was the top 4 the same? Maybe Torterra was above Metagross. The top 3 was definitely the same. I'm a fire type fan. Anyway. What we did this stream, we did 2 different things. We did the Pokemon list. And we did Mousing Estate. This scenario, which you might have already forgotten. It was a bit too small for my taste. I didn't really have the chance to build many very interesting things, and because the guests were so poor, we didn't really get to make much money to spend on scenery or anything either. So I wouldn't say I thought this was a very good scenario. It looked pretty. Very, very pretty. But to play, not that big of a fan. The previous one was better. A lot better. So, let's see who I can rate, because this will be the end of the stream. Let's see, no one who I watch is playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. But here is someone playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, though. Doing a blind playthrough of Whispering Cliffs. Let's see, not follow around it. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday. Have fun at the raid, Dex territory. And I'll see you later. Bye bye. Good night. Meow.